I'm Abella. I'm doing this reading at the Hickory Bookshop in Washington, Connecticut. And the title of the book is The Giver by Lois, Lowry. And how many of you have read? Everybody on that side, anyway. It has been banned. It's never been universally banned, but it's been banned in a lot of school districts, and especially in middle schools. And the first place it was banned was Kansas, which is where I'm from, so I believe it. I believe it was banned there. And the main reason, well, it's about a society where, kind of a utopian society where everything is regulated by the rules, and the committee decides on the rules, and they decide on everything. You know, your profession, your name, even your sexual activity, what you have for dinner. They actually deliver your dinner every night, so everybody has the same thing for dinner. And but it was banned for a number of reasons, and the main ones were that it showed euthanasia of both children that they thought wouldn't contribute to the society, babies, and older people who they thought would no longer contribute to. And also something called stirrings, which was sort of like puberty. They didn't want it to get out of hand, so they gave pills to all, teenage girls and boys, because they wanted to completely control, the whole reproductive process. They decided, who was going to have babies with whom. And the book is really, the Giver is really about a man who, they appoint a man about who his job it is to remember the old days. So he's like a sort of an encyclopedia of the old days, and then when he gets old they choose a new person to be the giver and to remember the old days. So there are passages for these various things, but I chose to read from a passage about the House of the Old. Wouldn't that be a great name, the House? I live over in the House of the Old, apartment 2B. Anyway, this is a description of the euthanasia of an older person. Your turn, Larissa, he said, reading the name on the woman's robe. The tub would be filled in a minute and the water flow would stop automatically. She stepped in and lowered herself. She leaned back and sighed with pleasure, her head on a soft cushioned headrest. Comfortable, he asked, and she nodded, her eyes closed. Jonas thought that Larissa had drifted into sleep, as old people often did, and he was careful to keep his movements steady and gentle so he wouldn't wake her. He was surprised when she spoke, her eyes still closed. This morning we celebrated the release of Roberto. It was wonderful. I knew Roberto, Jonas said. I helped with his feeding the last time I was here, just a few weeks ago. He was a very interesting man. Larissa opened her eyes. They told his whole story before they released him. They always do that. But to be honest, some of the tellings aren't that interesting. But Roberto's life was wonderful. Tell me about the celebration, Jonas said. Well, there was a telling of his life. That's always first. Then the toast. We all raised our glasses and cheered. We chanted the anthem. We made some lovely goodbye speeches. And several of us made little speeches wishing him well. I didn't, though. I'm not too fond of public speaking. He was thrilled. You should have seen the look on his face when they let him go. Larissa, Jonas asked, what happens when they make the actual release? Where exactly did Roberto go? She lifted her bare shoulders in a small shrug. I don't know. I don't think anybody does except the committee. He just bowed to all of us and then walked, like they all do, through the special door in the releasing room. But you should have seen his look. Pure happiness, I'd call it. Jonas grinned. I wish I'd been here to see it. Larissa frowned. I don't know why they don't let the children come. Not enough room, I guess. They should really enlarge the releasing room. See, it's subtle, but it's very much there.
Thank you.